Hey everybody, this is actually my first ever Black Ops 4 gameplay on PS4. I played it. I cannot believe I never put too much time in this game. I put like 5 hours in it when it first came out on my PC and I didn't like it. And I played a few games of it and holy shit, it is so much more fun than Modern Warfare. It's crazy, dude. This game is so much more fun to play. Even though my next few games I wasn't doing as well, it was still pretty insane. And I saw Reaper, and I was like, "Holy fuck, I'm gonna play him." And I didn't really even know what I was doing with his abilities. But anyway, this is gonna be 5 things that I want for 2020's Call of Duty. This will be made by Treyarch this year. Fun fact: that's gonna be a Black Ops reboot apparently. So I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do, but let's go and get into it. So the first thing is going to be no skill-based matchmaking. I hate skill-based matchmaking so fucking much. I've come to realize SBMM really sucks. For a bit, I was like, wow, I think it's kind of cool because, it makes me feel like I don't really, care if I do too bad because I know I'm probably just going to do better in a couple matches or whatever. But, after climbing up the skill ranks and stuff like that and getting better and better at Modern Warfare, I got into shittier and shittier lobbies of just terrible people. I mean, Jesus Christ, these guys are fucking camping over the place. Jeez, I cannot believe that I actually thought skill-based matchmaking was good for a second, which was crazy. So the big one for me is no SBMM. For Christ's sake, please no skill-based matchmaking. Fuck me. Please, for the love of God, don't give us any SBMM. Holy shit. Yeah, second thing is going to be 150 health. I know this is a pretty controversial subject here, but I've always enjoyed 150 health over the standard kind of health system that we have of 100, especially compared to Modern Warfare's time to kill. I think 150 health is so much better because it makes me feel like I actually have time to react to shots, even though I didn't right here. It makes me feel like I actually have time to react and maybe be able to come back from being shot. Because for the most part, as long as the guy's aim is not brainless, you'll usually be able to kill someone, or people will usually be able to kill you if they get the first shot in. And that's the whole thing. In this game, in Black Ops 4, I feel like it's a little different. I feel like I have a little bit more time to react. So I hope they decide to revert on Modern Warfare's decision and go back to 150 health, but I highly doubt it since it seemed like it was a little hated at the time. It's kind of the same thing. This isn't going to be a point because honestly, I don't care if we have it or not. Specialists. I enjoy specialists personally. I know not a lot of people do. I kind of enjoy them. I think they're really fun to use, but I know some people don't really enjoy them at all, and that's perfectly understandable. And I don't really doesn't really matter to me if there is that or not. But anyway, going into campaign here, actually good campaign, please. I know Black Ops 4 didn't even have a campaign, and then Black Ops 3, and they're gonna have a campaign in next. Let's just be honest. If there's the huge success that was the campaign in Modern Warfare, there's no way they're not gonna have it in the next Black Ops game. So, yeah, so the campaign needs to actually be good. I mean, Black Ops 3's campaign was one of the worst stories I've ever fucking seen in a video game. It was such a huge mess. And yes, you could look up the story on it, look up a video on it, and you can make some sort of amount of sense out of it. But if you were to just play the game, it was so fucking convoluted and complicated. It was just terrible. The campaign was awful in Black Ops 3. It was so bad. It had literally nothing to do with its predecessor. So I hope if they are doing a reboot, bring back the classic characters. It would be nice if we got the original voice actors left again, but hopefully they can actually get good voice actors. Because how are you going to replace Woods, man? How are you going to replace Woods? Woods is Woods, man. I can get Alex Mason, but Woods has such like an iconic voice to him. I can't see anyone else being able to pull off Woods' voice. I mean, Jesus. Maybe somebody can, but I'd love it they got back to a voice actor, but I guess we'll see how that's going to go. But an actually good campaign would be very nice. And something not like Black Ops 3, something that goes back to its roots a little bit. No extra customization bullshit. I know some people like that, how you could like do all this customization and stuff before you load into missions. I'd rather have them focus more on giving an actually good story and actual good levels and stuff like that, rather than and actually like memorable characters and all that kind of stuff. Instead of just like this random crap that we got in Black Ops 3 that just literally made no fucking sense. Unless we looked up a fucking video on it and literally like people got this. People actually are able to understand the story through the little text it reads before the mission starts. That goes at like 500 million times speed that you can't read unless if you slow it down to like 0.01%. It's fucking crazy. How people actually think the story is good in that game. It's really mind blowing to me how people accept that, think the campaign story is good because they saw a fucking video on it and like, wow, that's really cool. When that's not how you tell a fucking story, dude. Oh man, and you know, Black Ops 3 had Black Ops 1 had a pretty complicated story if you think about it. I mean, there's lots of shit going on, but I mean, it made sense even to 10-year-old me. It made sense by the end of the campaign when they explained it all. It made fucking sense, and I feel like that's what they need to do, especially when they have a lot of younger people playing the game. Black Ops 3 just literally made no fucking sense. I was 15 at the time it came out. I was relatively mature in terms of, like, you know, understanding stories and stuff like that, and, you know, even I fucking couldn't at the time. And hell, if I were to go play it again, I probably still couldn't at fucking 19. But anyway, yeah, moving on. Old perk system for zombies would be nice. I don't like the new perk system personally. It has basically no resemblance to what we had before. It just feels like such a huge downside, or such a huge downgrade. The perks we had before were incredibly iconic with their own jingles, and they were just so, like, so personal in a way. They had such like a huge amount of personality to those perks. And we had what? I don't even remember the perk names from Black Ops 4, dude. Holy shit, those perk names are fucking awful. But they just weren't iconic. They weren't cool. You know, like Juggernaut. Juggernaut. How the fuck are you gonna get rid of Juggernaut, dude? I know it's a crutch perk and blah 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 blah, but it's just it's zombies, dude. That's how zombies has been. You get Juggernaut, you get all this shit. I'd rather have it be that than like the really crappy perk system we had in Black Ops 4 that I just didn't like. None of the perks were interesting at all. I just, maybe besides like Winter's Wail, but even then it was like a shittier fucking Widow's Wine basically. But unless if you had the little upgrade on it whenever you put it in your 4th slot or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be, yeah, old perk system for zombies would be awesome. And actually, kind of going back to the roots a little bit with zombies, I want to see a little bit more simpler maps. I want to see them kind of simplify things a little bit, because Black Ops 4 went batshit crazy. Black Ops 3 was already going batshit crazy, but Black Ops 4 really went balls to the wall in terms of just sheer amount of complexity. I personally, I don't know. I don't like it when maps release because I have to do all this YouTube shit. I have to look up all this different stuff. I know I could just figure it out on my own, but it's really, really frustrating, and it's kind of hard to just figure it out on your own, maybe besides like the shield parts, because a lot of like the community stuff, there's a lot of like community rally and all that in terms of like trying to figure out how to get wonder weapons, like kind of like raid secrets in Destiny. People like make posts and shit and even videos, and there's like live streams and stuff. People collectively trying to figure out how to get a wonder weapon. That's usually how it is from my understanding, but yeah, so the final thing here is going to be no loot boxes, and just kind of adapt what microtransactions Modern Warfare had. I'm not a huge fan of loot boxes. I'm not a huge fan of the randomization of that. I understand Black Ops 4, after Modern Warfare launched, they kind of improved their microtransaction system where you traded in a certain amount of crates and you can get a weapon that you want. But personally, I'd rather just have it be how it is. Have like a battle pass, have the 2 weapons in there pretty early on at like rank 15 and then 31. Have it be free, so I don't actually have to buy the battle pass in order to get the guns. And then after the season ends, there is a challenge for those weapons. I really, really love that system. I think it's definitely much more pro-consumer than the loot box system. I think just kind of giving them out to, you know, just people would be way more pro-consumer, but obviously they don't want to do that. They want to keep people playing the game. So yeah, after the season ends, do some challenges or whatever for it. What kind of challenges they want to do is up to them. Yeah, just kind of adapt that whole system with the battle pass. Have the weapons be really early on. And yeah, I think that's probably going to cover it, guys. I really enjoy Call of Duty, and obviously this year has just not gone too well for Call of Duty in my opinion. But I feel like that's most people's opinions, to be honest. I feel like the last few years, maybe besides like World War II, in my opinion, things haven't really gone too smoothly. But anyway, yeah, that's going to cover it, and peace.